Hey everybody, I'm Donald Sutton.
And I'm Christa King.
And welcome to today's edition of WGTV Channel 10 Today's Show. This is the Friday segment for October 11th, 2013. I think it's crazy that just 1 year ago, there were so many people back in December who just absolutely believed that it wasn't going to get past December 21st. And look where we are now, almost a year in advance.
Yes.
It's crazy. But you know, there's always going to be things like that. There's always going to be those Mayan calendar situations where there's going to be people thinking the world's going to end. And here we are. So, Christa, we're going to mention a little bit about some famous birthdays.
Oh.
Ho, ho. Let's see, the first thing, I think you're going to want to say this first one. Go ahead.
All right. So, John Luke Robertson from Duck Dynasty is 17 years old.
17 years old.
17.
I'm older than him. He's on TV and I'm older than him. You know what? I'm going to have to contact Duck Dynasty and get on that show now.
If
That's
you
right.
do that, I will love you forever.
Well, I hope you love me forever anyways. We're friends. That's what friends do, Christa.
Yes.
All right. And other birthdays, we have Luke Perry, who is best known for his role in the popular television series Beverly Hills 90210. And he is turning 46 today.
Huh?
46, which in today's age is the new 23.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Not 22, not 24, and not 50,
23.
23. We have Eleanor Roosevelt. This is her anniversary of birth, as it is not her birthday. She was born in 1884, and the lovely First Lady passed away in, I believe it was 1962. She was a strong advocate for civil rights, and she was just a great lady altogether. And her husband was in office for quite a while.
Yes,
good old
he was.
FDR.
Yes.
How many terms? 4 terms, I believe?
A lot.
A lot? A lot? Well, won't happen these days, but, you know, we always have to look forward to a new president every now and then.
Yes, we do.
A good old change. It happens. It's got to happen. We have Daryl Hall of Hall & Oates, who is the soulful singer, and he was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2004, and that is a prestigious award.
Yes,
to be
it
inducted
is.
into such a society as such. He's turning 66.
Oh.
66 years old. Daryl Hall is not 66 years old. I refuse to believe that. He will live forever. We have John Cusack's sister, Joan Cusack. She's turning 50, and one of her most notable appearances is as a voice actor. It wasn't actually her face; it was her voice as Jessie the Cowgirl in Toy Story 2.
My favorite.
Your favorite, Toy Story. Such an amazing movie.
Yes, it is.
I will never say it isn't,
Yes.
because it just, well, gosh darn it, it is.
Yes.
I could watch it over and over again, all 3 movies, honestly.
I agree.
And then finally, for our celebrity birthdays, we have a Mad TV comedian, actor, and Howard Stern radio sidekick, Artie Lang. And he's turning the ripe age of 45. And, I might be wrong, but is it someone else's birthday?
Oh, it is.
Oh.
My sister Miley is turning 7. So happy birthday to her.
Oh my, she's 10 years younger than the nice Duck Dynasty man.
Yes.
What was his name again?
John Luke
Robertson. Oh.
Oh, yes.
I have never watched that show. I know.
Nuh-uh.
From being in the South, people would, you know, it's a very
Yeah.
popular show here.
It is. I'll have
I've
to
never
let
seen
you
this.
borrow my seasons on DVD. It's amazing. I'm shocked.
Just honestly shocked. I know our friend Amber, she just loves that show.
Oh, yes, she does.
She cannot get enough of it.
No, she cannot.
No, I don't know. I've never seen an episode. And you know, there's a lot of things I haven't seen that people just get absolutely shocked over. And I kind of get worried when I tell them, because it's like, I haven't seen Pirates of the Caribbean. I haven't seen any or read any of the Harry Potter movies or books.
Oh.
Which apparently they're coming out with a new kind of spin-off of the Harry Potter. The author is going to be writing a it's a screenplay based in the Harry Potter universe, based on one of the textbooks that they use in the movies and
Really?
books. Originally books. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really neat thing. And I've never seen everyone sitting at home hold your chairs.
Put
for
your
a
hands
moment.
on your chair.
Just hold them.
Just hold.
I've never seen Star Wars. Not.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. You know what I think happened? I think I watched it, and then someone hit me right on the back of the head, and I forgot.
I think you're deprived.
I think I'm deprived.
Yes,
I think I am.
just a bit.
It was Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh when I grew up.
Oh,
that was
fun.
all I did.
All right.
But it looks like it's our time to call it temporary quits for now. We're going to come back a little later, but for right now, we have Wayne Alley and Kim Best coming on to do some interviews. So, see you then.
Hi, I'm Erin McAuliffe. I'm the Director of Wayne County Services on Aging. Welcome to the Peggy M. Seegars Senior Center, and welcome to an episode of Ask a Senior. And this is a program we're putting on to be able to share the wisdom of our seniors with the viewing public. We thought that you'd really enjoy that. And I get many questions quite often about how to handle situations relating to being older. Well, let's start off by introducing our panels.
Dorothy Taylor,
Dora Bowden,
Sheila Shackelford, Annie Lawson,
Remeza Thomas.
Love Robbins, Helena Aldridge.
Thank you all for joining us. The question we're going to start off with is, since my dad has died, my mom sits around in the house alone all day. I think she's depressed. What should I do?
Well, I think depression is something that people get when they when they get older and they don't be active, don't do anything. They sit, get up, eat, sit, watch TV. If you get up and move around, find something to occupy your mind, something that you like to do, or like here, go to the senior center or do something besides just sitting. It has a whole lot to do on depression. I have found that out when my mother was living. If you put them, like I said, if you set up to the senior center, or like if they crochet, or whatever they like to do, or find something that they like to do, it has a lot to do with depression.
Amen.
To ease the pain.
Well, my mother and my father been dead so long. I remember because the 25th of September, I'll be 96 years old. And I just can't think back sometime. But I loved them, I did, and they were very, very nice to me. They were. We stayed on a farm. I worked on a farm, and everything I did. And I went to school, but I had to get out of school because I got sick. My mother got sick. I moved to Boston and I stayed up there for 28 years and come back, I did, and everything. My mother died up there, and we had to bring her back to Goldsboro, North Carolina, we did. But she was a very good mother, and I loved her so much and everything,
Ms. Sheila, do you have any advice if a family member was worried about their mom having depression?
Well, if a mother has depression, find something for her to do. That would ease it. Just find something that your mother would like to do, and then show her how to do it.
There you go.
And then maybe she'll get out of it. She can be depressed, but still she can get out of the depression if you say, if your mother used to just sit down and just read all the time, she don't seem to read or nothing, you just get some papers and Mom, why aren't you reading? she might not know of what. So I just decided to just tell her to get some papers to read in. If you can't find nothing to do, get some paper to read. I'll get her a book to read, and then maybe your mother will soon forget that she is depressed. But helping to do something will help her a whole lot. Just give her something to do differently.
There you go.
Well, being in depressed, I have. But when I got into depressed, I walked. I went to the mall around a lot of people. I get around a lot of people and walk. You don't have to sit down and hold a conversation. Just walk.
I know that.
Shop. If you ain't got no money. Well, I will go to the mall and shop. And so I won't be sitting around getting depressed. I've been depressed. So when I feel like going to the mall, I go to the mall. If I don't, I stay home. That's what I do. I just take walks.
Get something that you like to do, not like what I do. I have a dog. I have a Pomeranian, and I call his name is Tori, but I call him Man. And we walk around the building. We go around the building 5 times. And he is so smart. He almost like him. When I tell him when he answers the telephone, I'm gonna put him out because he is smart. That's a smart little Pomeranian.
Well, to me, 1984, I quit my job and came home. My mother and father was sick. And my mother asked me to come home. So I asked my husband about it. He said, yeah, we need to go home. So we came home in 84, and my active is visiting sick. By every week I would go in and out the hospital visiting sick people. That's my job, visiting so many people. That was my job, and that kept me from being depressed. I lost 6 people in my family from 84 up to 9, and it keeps me active and going somewhere, visiting sick. And that helps me from, not being depressed, just get out of the house. And I just thank the Lord for that, because here, I don't know what I would do without moving around.
Well, I was very, very young when my father died. I can't remember not too good. But I remember one thing he told me. I really had long hair hanging way down my back. He wanted to bring me there and let him see me one more time. And when I got there, he was laying up, he opened his eyes. He said, dear daughter, I love you. He said, never, never have your hair cut. He closed his eyes. He went right on off to sleep. He never woke up anymore. And Lord, it just done something to me. I loved him so much.
My son, in 2010, he called me that Saturday morning. He said, Mother, what you fixing to do? I said, well, I'm getting ready to go to church. He said, well, stay with Jesus. I said, oh, yeah. So that Saturday night, about 9 o'clock, the phone rang. And so they asked me, my grandson asked me what was I going to do. I said, well, asked me was I going to church. I said, no, I guess I'm not. So they said, we'll be down there Sunday morning, Grandma. So they came on down. So they sit me down in their seat. And one of them kept doing my hand like that. And I was wondering why was he doing that. He said, Daddy got killed last night. He always told me, he said, Mother, I hope I die before you. I cannot stand to see you leave me, the one that got killed. And that goes with me, it just stays with me all the time, because he would just say, he tell everybody that he met, he hope he died before me. He said, because I cannot stand it, see my mother leave me. And that was really rough. Yeah.
I think that's one of the really hard things about getting older is you do lose so many people that you
Yes,
love.
yes.
But your advice has been wonderful about staying physically and mentally active, you know, kind of.
I drive, go anywhere I want to go so far. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'm still doing it.
That's right. Kind of get out of yourself, you know.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Be involved with others. Also, for the viewing public, I wanted to make sure they know it's a good idea to check with a doctor if you think your parent is depressed because there could be a physical reason. Maybe something's going on. And there's also a great referral source in our community, East Point. I don't know if you know about them, but they have a 800 number. It's a phone service manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can call and they will talk to you about your symptoms of depression and give you advice on where to get help. And that number is 800-913-6109. So it's important for the public to know that. But I think your advice is golden, wonderful, as are you. And we have another question, if we can go to that one. And this is mine. Dad is starting to show signs of memory loss. How do I know if he has Alzheimer's disease? So what should they do for that? Have you had any family members with memory loss?
Yes, my father. One Saturday morning, he was he kept driving, going here and there by himself. He didn't know where to go. And that Saturday morning, Friday morning, one day through the week, I can't remember what day it was, the bank called my house and said, your daddy's up here, he was 84 years old, waiting for them to hire him. Drove the truck up there. So what we had to do, we had to take the key from him, you know, so he would know where the key was. And I just went through a whole lot of depression like that, but I'm still here.
My dad he would do things, don't know where he put them, but he didn't drive. He drove, he stopped driving at a certain age. I guess he just stopped because he would go somewhere, don't remember where he went or where he at. Somebody had to go get it, find him and get it. It was terrible. But he stopped driving himself. Nobody had to take the key from him, he just stopped. And because he forgets where he's going. And he could run into somebody on the highway, you know? Don't know which way to go. So he stopped on his own.
The memory loss is very difficult to deal with. One of the things that we always recommend is to contact the doctor. One, there could be a physical cause for that memory loss, but also there's medications now that can help you keep your memory as long as possible, despite having Alzheimer's if you have it. But it's a doctor that could help you best find a diagnosis for that. Has any other family members, have you dealt with family members with Alzheimer's? Have you had any suggestions?
I want to know where the Alzheimer's come from. I mean, you know, people just get it.
It's actual physical changes in your brain, but I don't think they know what causes the physical changes in your brain. And I think that maybe I can get someone to come speak about it at the senior center, because it takes more knowledge than I have to explain the origins of the Alzheimer's.
But then I heard that the doctor can treat you, but I know in my building, it used to be a man that used to live next to me, and he developed Alzheimer's, and he used to leave out his apartment and forget where it was and be knocking on your door or something like that, and that was a sign of the Alzheimer's. And his daughter took him to the doctor and they gave him some kind of medication because he was real bad at that. And going out of the building, you know, and there was a blind lady was the same way. She was visually impaired, and everybody in the building, I live in a senior building, really great building, and we had to watch her. So they finally wound up, about a month ago, putting her in a nursing home. Because I was like her caretaker. I always looked out for her. Looked like they would find me. And I would lure her back in the house and I would ask her, where are you going? I'm going to find a man. I said, oh, man, I'm your man. Come on here. You know, so that was a sign of her.
I know my husband's sister would get in her car and drive to the store. And we would go around there to see her. And then we'd stop at the store when we get there. And she'd be at the store. And she'd ask us, where is she? And he'd ask her, do you drive down here? He said, yeah, I drove. But where's my car? She didn't know where she parked at.
I've seen them do that too. I've been at the store, people out there looking for the car, don't know where the car is.
And another good resource, I think most of you know Nancy Davis. She is our information and referral specialist. She gets a lot of calls each month, and she can give information to families on how to be evaluated and what resources are out there for people with Alzheimer's disease. So thank you all very much for this episode of Ask a Senior.
And thank you.
I ain't said nothing.
Oh, please do.
This long prayer, I was gonna say my name though, Lord, I was kind of nervous this morning. I love this summer coming up, and since I reached 82 years old, before I reached 80, I was 80 when I started the summer coming up and started. I enjoyed coming, but it seemed like I got lonesome before I started coming, you know. I said, I got to go somewhere. I can't able to work no more now. I said, I just was trying to make it about the summer. I said, I'm going up there and check it out. So I went down to the old summer, you know. I've been coming ever since. Yeah, I enjoyed coming. Feel like I get lonesome in the house, seems like I ain't got a friend in the house. I turn the radio on, get my Christa and the TV. Seems like the only thing keep me a little company. So I said, it's lonesome, I ain't doing nothing. I like to be stirring around or doing something, you know. Go out and get into, you know, meet people and all, you know. That's time I started coming to the summer. Yeah, I enjoyed being in the Sutton, you know. I just enjoyed. Yeah, I enjoyed coming to the summer. Yeah, I just enjoyed.
Thank you. We enjoy that. We enjoy having you at the center. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this segment of Ask a Senior. If you have any questions that you would like us to address for our next episode, you can contact me at 919-705-1785, or better yet, come on by the Senior Center. It's at 2001 East Ash Street in Goldsboro. Thank you.
Hey everybody, we're back. Once again, I'm Donald Sutton. This is
Christa King.
all right. And Wayne and Kim did some amazing interviews right then.
They
a lot
did.
of informational information, if I do say so myself. You know, I must say, I love wearing this shirt with this tie, or any black tie, and then tilting my head like this, because then I look like the guy from the musical Book of Mormon, and that is a hilarious musical. I love that so much. It's from the creators of South Park, actually. They did an amazing job, and creators of South Park, and the musical creator or director, I believe, from Avenue Q, which is a very big musical on Broadway. It's really great. But Christa, I think you might want to talk a little bit about a certain observed holiday coming up.
Well, in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
He did.
Now, it is the holiday observance of Christopher Columbus coming over to the Americas, and he found many things, and we right now are in such a wonderful historical place, and some of us don't even realize it. And I think it's very important that we do. If you look around, you see many buildings that have been around for a very long time, and it's just, they're gorgeous and they're important to know about, and they're a part of who we are now.
Well, you know, Goldsboro, before it was Goldsboro, was actually Waynesboro. And that's not just ending off B-O-R-O, that's B-O-R-O-U-G-H, Waynesboro.
Correct.
So you're going to see a lot of things actually still saying Waynesboro, like the Waynesboro Ophthalmology. That still has Waynesboro in it. Waynesboro Park, it's still in our culture, if you just look around for it. And talking about the history, you know, we have all these markers up around the city and the county that say, you know, this is the Charles B. Aycock birthplace, or this is where this happened. Actually, during the Civil War, Waynesboro was a major train station, a major area for trains to come through whenever we're supplying the Confederates with different supplies.
Right.
And it just so happened that North Carolina was actually the last, or one of the last states to join the Confederacy.
Yes, it was.
We were on the fence about all of that.
We were.
But you know, once you're having to make a decision, and it's either join the Union or, and this isn't how it went down, but once you're having to make that decision, it's either join the Union or join the people that you're surrounded by. You might want to join the people you're surrounded by.
Well, many of these houses downtown are where they housed some of the Union soldiers while they were going through war and everything, and they opened their homes to them because there was no reason to fight about it. So very important people have stayed in these homes around us, and these homes are still up, and they have historical signs on the side that talk about the dates that the house was built and the important people that have stayed in that house.
Most notably, Sherman's March from the Civil War.
Yes.
Abraham Lincoln, president of that time, he told a nice man of the name of Sherman. A lot of people wouldn't call him a nice man, actually. Let me just go ahead and clarify that.
All right, very true.
He told him to just ruin the Confederacy morale. So Sherman came through, and he would just take towns and cities apart. And he would do horrible things to ruin the morale. And when he got to Waynesboro, we just let him in because
we weren't dealing with that.
No, we realized very quickly if we refused, it was going to be a lot of bad stuff for us. I believe it was Atlanta, I think, that really refused, and that was just burnt to the ground.
It was messed up.
It was very messed up, but that's a lot of the history. That's just one portion of the history, actually. And yeah, we're talking about Christopher Columbus Day, and we have to wonder, where would we be as Americans right now if Christopher Columbus had never come over here, being the first documented European to find the Americas? Where would we be? Would we still be with Britain? Would we have revolted at some other time? Would we be in some other area of the world? Would we be in Russia? Could we be in Russia? There's the question of the day. Hey, anyone sitting at home, would you like to be in Russia as an American? Would you like to be a Russian American? Who knows? Who knows?
Not me.
So we've got some other things. We've got Taste of Wayne. Big deal. That's coming up tomorrow. And that's going to be at the Cornerstone Commons. Tickets are only $15 to taste all of the delicious food that they will be offering. And I believe, Christa, that is it for October 11th, 2013. This has been WGTV Today, our Friday program. I'm Donald Sutton. This is Christa King, and goodbye.